Got a Porsche 935 by Hot Wheels in a Magnus Walker Urban Outlaw livery for you here today. Now this is the red hood with a blue base version. There's also a red base with a blue hood version that you can get. Basically exactly the same car, just a swapped out tempo a little bit on that car and base. Pretty cool car. The card itself says about this 935, it says, born in 1976, Stuttgart, Zuffenhausen, Germany. Designer Porsche. Designed and engineered for racing, the 935's twin turbocharged flat six engine with its mechanical fuel injection was capable of generating up to 845 horsepower, and its on-track performance made the 935 a familiar sight in the winner's circle. I should say so. This thing was a beast. I love this little model. I'm going to bring it to you. Let's take a look at some of the tempo on it real quick. Starting at the rear quarter panel, we've got the Hot Wheels logo in black and white, and then we've also got a triple black stripe down the side of the rear quarter panel fender. Pretty cool looking. Nice racing stripe. Then coming over to the door, we have the door handle modeled. We have a 277. Then we have Porsche along the black and white stripe, as described earlier. Up above, we've got the door mirror modeled. We have the Porsche logo, and then we've got the Urban Outlaw graphics combined with the GB for Great Britain, stuff that Magnus Walker puts on a lot of his cars. Looks really good. The windows are tinted medium gray, I would say. The right side window is closed as the left side window is half open, oddly enough. We'll spin it around here in a minute and let you take a look at that. The wheels on this car are 5-spoke gold. They look fantastic on the car. The right front quarter panel has the black and white stripes on it. Racing stripes look good on there. Now let's turn it around and take another look at another angle. Car from the 2 o'clock position looks really good. From this angle, it actually makes the windows look very dark, and they're not quite as dark as it might appear. Beginning to see some of the front tempo. Getting a good look at that big front splitter in blue on there. Looks great. Looking at the front of the car, you can see the radiator inlet there. You can see the 2 headlights in black. And then there's probably in the little smaller squares along the upper part of the splitter, there's a couple of white squares. I would say those might be fog lamps. Not quite sure about that. But let's take a look at the hood of the car. Okay, on the hood, we've got a lot going on. First of all, up at the upper corners of the hood, near the windshield, we have a couple of dots modeled in the actual casting. And I would assume those represent the clips that would hold the hood onto the car. To the upper right of the hood, as you see it, there is a black, what I would assume is probably a gas fill nozzle. And then in the middle of the hood there, to the upper side, there will be MW for Magnus Walker. And then you have the Porsche logo. Then you have the 277. Then below that, you've got another hole of some sort, that, or a cutout, it looks like, that I'm not quite sure what that would be. And then once again, we've got another Porsche logo there. All of that on that red striped hood. Pretty cool. And then above the wheel arches, you've got a couple of vents there for cooling the brake system. Finally, on the left side of the hood, right to the left of the number 2, there's another cutout. And once again, I'm not sure what that cutout is all about, but it's there. This is a really neat car, and it's got a lot, like I said, a lot of tempo on the hood. All right, let's continue on. My apologies for the different lighting situation, but I spotted this detail of this car later on and took this photo with my cell phone. But look at this. I've never seen this on a Hot Wheels. It has the windshield. It has what would be in a normal car, the blue area, the shaded area to keep the sun out of your eyes. They've modeled that on the windshield of this car. Pretty neat. As you can see, they also got a couple of windshield wipers on there. Really, really neat. Really, really nice touch in terms of that shading there on the windshield. Just like the 2 o'clock position, the car looks great at the 10 o'clock position as well. Tempo on the left side of the car is the same as the right side of the car. Now, there is one difference of the left side that's of note. The window is partially open on the left side, whereas it's fully closed on the right side. Interesting touch on Hot Wheels' part. Not sure what the point of that is. And that window on the left side actually could be just a racing net, possibly. Could be. Car at the 8 o'clock position looks great, just like from all the other positions. Looking at the rear of this 935, it's hard to tell exactly what Hot Wheels was modeling in some places, especially along the blue rear bumper there. Let's discuss it regardless. First, you got the great big wing, and then you've got underneath the wing, you've got the tail lights and the brake lights, and then in the center there, you've got probably in the white, there's like 4 little circles or half circles. They're probably air vents, if I had to guess, if they were on a real car. Then on the blue bumper, you've got probably a tow hook and a muffler of sorts. If you look at the real life photos of 935s, they're pretty much every single car is a little bit different in terms of where the muffler is. There's 935s with 1 exhaust pipe. There's 935s with 2 exhaust pipes. There's 935s with the tow hook in different places. So it's hard to say exactly what Hot Wheels was representing here, but I think they've represented it fairly correctly, ultimately. Car at the 4 o'clock position looks great. From the top down position, from left to right, let's take a look at it. First of all, on that big wheel tail, you can see the Porsche logo in Tempo on there. Looks great. Then you can see the little air vent there for the engine cooling. And then you can see the Urban Outlaw decal Tempo on the roof of the car. Pretty cool. On the left and right haunches, the rear quarter panels, the big wide fenders, you can see the air intakes there for, I would assume, for the engine. That might be brake cooling though. I'm not quite certain on 935. Then you can see the air vents really well from this angle for the front wheels as well. Pretty cool. Taking a look at the underside of the car from left to right, first of all, you can see a exhaust pipe, and it looks like it might be coming from either the bumper itself or from a muffler. And then you've got another exhaust pipe which is jogged off a little bit lower than the exhaust pipe that's directly underneath the bumper, which is really odd. I find that really, really weird. Then you got part of the motor that's intersected by the rivet there. Then you got the tranny with the axles, and then you got some suspension components. Of course, then you got the Porsche 935 there, 2020 Mattel Hot Wheels, made in Malaysia. Got a little bit of suspension on the front, and that's about it. Looks great. So there you have it, folks, for the 1976 Porsche 935. This car is very much more detailed than a 935/78 that I did a couple of days ago. This car is a lot more value for the money. Wish the car had some tempo on the rear end, and I wish, although it might not be accurate, but the 935/78 had a feature on it that was really, really neat. It had an escape hatch out of the driver's side portion of the roof. This car doesn't have that. Not sure if these cars in 76 had that feature or not, but they seem to have had it in 78. Other than that, this is a fantastic car. It's got some unusual features. It's got some features I've never seen in a Hot Wheels before, and I absolutely love this model. May have to try to get the other version, which is the blue hood and the red base, and see what it looks like. I suspect they're exactly the same car though. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.